Will I be the jerk for sending my female coworker a blunt rejection text? I've never used Reddit before, but I've seen videos of this thread on Instagram. So I decided to come here for some advice for this situation I'm in. Need some blunt, unbiased advice from people that work or have been in similar issues. Hope I'm doing this right. I, 20M, recently started my first ever internship under a company a few months ago. For extra info, I've had part time jobs before, but this is a corporate level job and my first ever paid internship. So I'm still learning the ins and outs, which is why I need advice from actual adults. At this company, I met a girl named Jessica, also 20. She was also an intern and we're working under the same team, so we see each other during our workdays. She was instantly friendly to me, but I didn't think much of it since she was friendly to everyone in the team. That is until last month when she made a flirty comment about how men's arms, after they rolled up their sleeves, was so attractive while looking at my arms because I'd rolled up my sleeves. I thought it was a one time thing, but it wasn't. She mostly kept it professional, but if she had the chance, she'd say something flirty. I kept reminding her that I have a girlfriend and I'm not interested. She would just say it's a joke and that I'm so serious all the time. That she jokingly flirts with all her friends because it's her love language or whatever. And I get that. Everyone has that one bro that joking flirts and it's never that serious. But I'm not her friend, and we're supposed to be in a professional setting as interns, and that's what I told her too. But the flirting continues. It got to the point where some team members thought we were together, and I had to keep reiterating that I had a girlfriend. Whenever I brought up my girlfriend or asked Jessica to cut it out, she'd stop flirting with me. But then a few days later, the flirty comments would come up again. An idiot can tell she's interested in me, and it's not just friendly jokes. It's starting to annoy me a lot, but I don't want to cause problems because I'm just an intern and not a full time employee. My girlfriend has been nothing but understanding, thank God, and I've confided in her about this many times. I'm thinking of talking to the manager of our team, and he's the one that is in charge of the interns. Talking to Jessica personally has not been working at all. She isn't taking my disinterest seriously. She hasn't touched me or made any moves, but words can just be as uncomfortable. It's starting to make me dread the days I have to go to work and makes me regret not choosing the online internship options provided at my college. It's gonna sound stupid, but I'm starting to feel tainted and creeped out every time she makes a comments towards me. I've had many, many close calls of sending Jessica blunt rejection messages and hitting the block button on her. But my girlfriend says it would be dumb because I'm gonna have to see at work anyway. And who knows how a person like that could react if they have the ego to hurt. I definitely agree with her, but polite rejections isn't making it stop at all. I want to tell my team manager, but I don't know if that will fix this issue or make it worse. My internship also ends mid March. So, should I not say anything and move on after my internship ends? I don't think I'll be able to be polite if Jessica makes another flirty comment towards me. Will I be the jerk for sending my female coworker a blunt rejection text?
Hey lads, welcome to Chatter and Clatter. It's B.
Dear.
So what do you think?
I don't think it would be a jerk though, but I think
No, OP needs to be careful. That's why this could easily turn sour for my man here.
what's good about him is that he knows his priorities, right? He knows what he wants. He knows what he doesn't want. And I think he has like that do not cross this line.
Yeah, but
Mm.
this could easily turn sour for him. Like he needs to be very careful. He needs to document.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to save the text. He needs to get accounts from coworkers.
Yeah.
He needs evidence that it's not him. And he also needs to
What?
approach the manager before he does anything with Jessica.
You
He
think
has to go through the manager. Cause if he turns on her, yells at her, or tells her to stop like firmly, what if she spins it? Unfortunately this is what happens in this kind of situation. She can say like, oh, he's been harassing me or he started it.
Yes, I get what you're saying about he needs to cover his ass.
Yeah.
He
Cover
needs to
his
have
ass.
receipts and also prove that Jessica is the one trying to flirt with him.
Jessica's the one harassing him, frankly. Because if she starts saying that he's harassing her,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, it doesn't go well for men, especially in like corporate, right? And he needs to approach the manager before he does anything rash here.
Yes,
With receipts.
I think that's also the best approach is to tell the manager what Jessica's been doing. Maybe to not do anything unless Jessica does something. You know, I'm
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
say.
his hands are tied, I think. Because she can easily spin this, you know?
At
They're
least,
still in school, they're still in college. An incident involving, sexual harassment can easily get him like fired, can easily get him expelled, can easily like turn into a whole new issue for him.
can easily get in his record and.
Might get removed from the program because he's still in school.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's still in college.
Because this is an internship, right? Even if it's paid,
Yes.
he's still a student. So I don't know. Definitely, he's not the asshole here. He's just tired of getting harassed. But unfortunately, he can't be direct. He doesn't really have a direct line of like, "Oh, just can you please stop?" To Jessica.
Yes.
She gets pissed off, like, "Oh, you're rejecting me. I'll ruin your life." You know, because people really can be that petty.
Yeah, it's true about what he said about he doesn't know what people would do if their ego got hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't know Jessica, how she will react. It's true, it's difficult. I think it will be best for him to sit this one out.
He can't sit this one out because if he just keeps ignoring her, what if she gets pissed off? Why are you ignoring me? You think you're better than me? And then start some.
At least he can just like
drama.
try his best to still put some space between them.
Yeah, he has to cover his ass like well.
Keep receipts and also make sure, if he can, try to make sure there are other people with them, not just him and Jessica, for example, like in the company.
Yeah, and make
there are
sure he
other
has a
people.
paper trail. If he's already talked to the manager,
Mm-hmm.
right? For example, he talked to the manager. Manager says, "Oh, I'll deal with it," but the manager doesn't do anything. And Jessica comes in saying like, "Oh, he's harassing me. He's been harassing me the whole time."
Mm-hmm.
Then the manager's gonna be like, he actually said you're harassing him, right?"
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, these kinds of cases they usually don't go well for the man. Depends on the situation, though.
Yes. Usually they might side with a woman.
Yeah, but it depends, right? If he's covering his ass, but this is tough. This is a tough situation for him. Maybe he could just thug it out.
Yes, he slug it out while trying to keep receipts and also prove that he's not the one harassing her. Jessica's the one harassing him. And
But
yeah.
I've never worked in an office personally. But you have. So what do you think about the whole office politics of this whole thing?
You need to get along with them because you see them every day at work. What's good about his situation is that he's only an intern, so he said he'll be leaving mid-March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what's good about this. At least he's not like in the contract. He's not really working there. So I think you're right. He just needs to tough this one out while still trying to cover his ass and also trying to keep records proof that he's not the one approaching Jessica. She's so mean. Why is she like that? What's wrong with her, man?
Is that a thing though? Is that a common thing? The so-called
What?
office siren?
Office what?
The office siren, you know what that is?
Office siren? No, actually, it was an office siren.
So the office siren is like it's like a meme.
What?
Or there's this like woman in the workplace that's attractive, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't really do much work, but since they're attractive, is that real or is that like just a meme?
You mean like a pretty privilege?
You can say that.
Something like that.
I mean, I can search up the meaning of office siren right now.
I think I kind of get what you mean, but
So like an office siren it's hard to explain.
can you give an example?
A woman in your workplace wears a revealing attire that is not necessarily up to dress code, right?
Yeah.
They get away with like small things because they're attractive. They wear
Okay.
stuff that if a man wears, the equivalent of HR is gonna be on their ass. But then
Yeah, because they're pretty.
yeah, something like that. I'm not sure though.
Doesn't that kind of sound like pretty privilege though? Kinda sound like it.
You think Jessica has something like that?
Everyone was saying she's friendly with everyone.
People were wondering if they were together, even though.
Yes. Because she likes OP. She likes just him. She's friendly with everyone, but now she keeps on approaching him.
But if a man does that, HR gets involved instantly.
Of
You know?
course, yes.
It's just kind of those like double standard things. I'm not saying that.
It's sad.
I'm saying that it shouldn't be okay to face harassment in the workplace, no matter who you are, right?
Harassment should be taken seriously, whether it's a woman or a man.
Yeah, but unfortunately, sometimes if you're a man, they're just gonna expect you to just tough it out man. Oh, you don't like women
Approaching
talking,
you.
approaching you? What are you like? Gonna just say, oh, you're a pussy, you know? Which is unfortunate because harassment affects everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a man, it doesn't matter if you're a woman. If you're being harassed, that feels bad. That's kind of a violation. Like he said, he's already feeling tainted, right?
Yes. He feels
Right?
disgusted,
Like,
and yes, a
disgusted.
girlfriend appreciates that the girlfriend understands his situation.
He's not consenting. So this is straight up harassment. But unfortunately, sometimes as a man, you're just gonna get told, "Oh, stop being a pussy and then deal with it."
That's true.
And if he tries to do anything, Jessica can spin it. A wild story, start lying about
She could just easily spin it.
scary situation, and it's not a situation I ever want to be in.
When you start going to the office as well, you won't get to experience this.
No, I'm never gonna work in an office, buddy. I'm gonna be wiping old man butt.
I don't want to say good for you, but if you ever get into a situation like this, then good for you. So, what do you think? Will he be the jerk if he tries to send a blunt rejection text to Jessica?
No, but I strongly advise not doing that.
Same. Think the best approach will be like what you mentioned, to go to his manager and tell him what Jessica's been doing, and
With
everybody knows
evidence.
that.
Evidence.
And he has to come there with evidence, definitely. Try to tough it out until mid March. You think that's the best too?
That's the best.
Okay.
Okay, chat. What? Okay, guys. Okay, guys. That's the verdict. Bro needs to be careful, and he shouldn't send a blunt rejection text, even though it's well within his right.
Yes.
Tell us what you think down in the comments. And again, this is B,
And I'm D.
and see you next time.
Bye.